I'm up the West Coast taking a little bit of a break. I had a very busy week. I worked with about 4 clients this week, which were from the hotel world, from the educational world, from the distribution world, and the banking world. And everybody wants to prepare for the future, and everybody is asking me for certainty. How do we go about building teams and people and strategies for the future? And I got to tell you something. Nobody can tell us what the future looks like. Nobody. And if they are, they've got an inkling of where the cycles and trends are going, but there's no guarantees. There's so much up in the air that's up to be questioned. So what we have to think about is not to look for certainty, but to be okay with uncertainty. Not to look for an absolute outcome, but to be really optimistic about being agile for whatever comes. And this is not so much about being smarter, more clever, or more developed IQ. It's about having a better emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence, EQ, leads to AQ, adaptability quotient. And the more emotionally aware you are, the more optimistic you are about the future, the less trauma you have from the past. You're now able to be in the present moment to make the correct decisions, to be agile, optimistic, flexible, and ready for whatever the future brings. If your teams are agile, if your teams are emotionally aware, you don't need to check if they're doing their work or not. You don't need to be making sure that they're reaching X, Y, and Z KPIs. That's an old way of looking for absolute certainty. In this new world that we're moving into, we have to change what we focus on. We have to change the skill sets that make us stronger and better for the future. And remember, through agricultural times, our muscles were the most important thing because they were the things that got us to work in the fields for 16 hours a day. In the industrial times, it was the smarts, the cleverness that got us to become more successful. But as technology takes over our smarts and as steam engines took over our muscles, today what we have to do is develop a new skill. This emotional awareness becomes the key to bring about success for yourself individually as well as for your organization moving into the future. So next time you're starting to think about strategy, think about the people that are implementing the strategy. If they are aware, emotionally attuned, and adaptable, you can bring any strategy. They're ready to implement it, no problem.